Noah Bennett's phone buzzed, shattering his Valentine's Day dreams. A tagged Instagram post from the Willow Bistro, his and Claire's special Chicago spot, showed his wife of 10 years laughing with another man. Claire, radiant in the sapphire necklace Noah had gifted her that morning, leaned close to Ryan Mitchell, her coworker. The caption read, "Best date night ever." Noah's heart shattered, his trust in Claire crumbling with every scroll. They'd been high school sweethearts, their love sealed under Chicago's fireworks, a ritual they cherished yearly. But lately, Claire's late nights and vague excuses, meetings, deadlines, had gnawed at him. This photo wasn't a mistake. It was betrayal. Noah, a 35-year-old architect, had planned their evening meticulously, reserving their favorite table where they'd celebrated anniversaries and dreamed of a future family. That morning, he'd slipped the necklace around her neck, her smile warm as she kissed him. "You're the best," she'd said. Now, her text canceling their dinner for a work emergency felt like a lie. Why was she at their restaurant with Ryan, a guy Noah barely knew? His mind raced. Had he missed signs? Claire's recent distance, her phone always face down, her laughter rarer at home. He scrolled Ryan's profile, finding posts of late-night coffee runs tagged with Claire. Each one stabbed deeper. Determined to uncover the truth, Noah called Tom, the bistro's owner and their college friend. "Tom, it's Noah. Was Claire there tonight?" Tom hesitated. "Yeah, man. She used your reservation. Came in with some guy, not you. I thought you knew." Noah's grip tightened on the phone. "What guy?" Tom's voice softened. "Ryan, her coworker. Looked cozy, but I didn't pry." Noah thanked him, his stomach churning. Claire hadn't just canceled. She'd given their night to someone else. Back home, Noah paced their loft, the Chicago skyline mocking him through the window. He grabbed Claire's phone, left unlocked on the counter. A rare slip. His hands shook as he opened her messages. Texts with Sarah, a coworker, caught his eye. "Can't wait for tonight. Willow Bistro's gonna be epic." Another, "Don't tell Noah, okay? Just us girls." Noah frowned. Sarah? But the Instagram post showed Ryan. Was Sarah a cover? He dug deeper, finding a message from Ryan. "You looked amazing tonight. Can't stop thinking about you." Noah's breath caught. This wasn't a girl's night. It was a date. His phone pinged again, a work email. His boss offered a transfer to Seattle, a promotion with a 24-hour deadline to accept. Noah had turned it down months ago, not wanting to uproot Claire's PR career. Now, the offer felt like an escape. Should he confront her or leave? He needed proof. Noah screenshot the texts and Ryan's posts, building a case. A memory flashed. Their senior prom, Claire's promise under the stars to always choose him. Had that been a lie too? Claire's key turned in the lock. She walked in, her coat dusted with snow, her face tired but composed. "Hey, you're up," she said, setting her bag down. Work was brutal. Noah's jaw clenched. "Was it?" he asked, his voice calm but sharp. Claire froze, her eyes flicking to her phone on the counter. "Yeah, client crisis. You know how it is." She moved to kiss him, but Noah stepped back. "Long night at the bistro, then?" Her face paled, but she recovered quickly. "What?" "Oh, I grabbed a quick bite with Sarah. Nothing big." Noah's pulse raced. Sarah again. He could call her out now, show the screenshots, but something stopped him. He needed to know how deep this went. "Sounds nice," he said, forcing a smile. "I'm beat. Got a big decision tomorrow. Seattle job's back on the table." Claire's eyes widened. "Seattle? You said no to that. We can't just—" She stopped, catching herself. "Let's talk tomorrow, okay?" She headed to the bedroom, leaving Noah alone with his thoughts. He sank onto the couch, staring at the necklace's empty box. The Seattle deadline loomed, 24 hours to decide his future. If Claire was lying, he'd uncover every secret. If she was cheating, he'd make her regret it. Not with fists, but with a plan so sharp it'd cut deeper than any fight. Noah opened his laptop, pulling up Ryan's social media again. A new post loaded. Ryan and Claire at a rooftop bar last week. Captioned, chasing nights with you. Noah's anger hardened into resolve. This wasn't the end. It was the start of his fight to reclaim his life. Tomorrow he'd test her. He'd propose a weekend getaway, knowing Ryan's birthday party was the same day. If Claire lied again, he'd be ready. The Chicago fireworks they loved were weeks away, but Noah felt a different spark igniting. One of justice, not romance. He closed his laptop, the city lights fading as his plan took shape. Claire thought she'd played him. She was wrong. Noah Bennett's coffee grew cold as he sat in his Chicago loft, the dawn skyline gray through the window. His laptop screen glowed with Ryan Mitchell's Instagram, each post a knife. Ryan and Claire at a jazz club, her smile brighter than Noah had seen in months. The screenshot of Ryan's text, "Can't stop thinking about you," burned in his mind. Claire's lie about Sarah at the Willow Bistro wasn't a one-off. It was a pattern. Noah had until noon, 6 hours, to decide on the Seattle job transfer. Stay and fight for answers or leave Claire's betrayal behind. His anger whispered, "Find the truth." Noah's architect brain kicked in, methodical and sharp. He needed evidence, not assumptions. Claire was still asleep, her phone charging in the bedroom. He crept in, her steady breathing a stark contrast to his racing pulse. He unlocked her phone, same passcode, their anniversary, and scrolled past the Sarah texts. A new message from Ryan popped up, "Missed you at the team drinks last night. Meet me tonight?" Noah's jaw tightened. Team drinks? Claire had said she was home, exhausted. He snapped a screenshot, his hands steady despite the storm inside. Digging deeper, Noah checked Claire's email, hoping for clarity. An unread message from her PR firm's HR caught his eye, subject, "Confidential, project oversight." It referenced a closed-door meeting Claire had led with Ryan, flagged for unprofessional conduct. Noah's brow furrowed. Was this about their dinner? Or something bigger? The email hinted at a client deal Ryan was pushing, with Claire's name tied to it. A twist hit. What if Claire wasn't just cheating? What if she was using Ryan for a shady business move? Noah forwarded the email to himself, his mind spinning with possibilities. He needed an outsider's perspective. Noah texted Tom Reynolds, the bistro owner who'd confirmed Claire's reservation swap. "Tom, need a favor. Any chance you saw Claire with Ryan before last night?" Tom replied fast, "Yeah, they've been in a few times. Always work stuff, but they'd stay late, laughing. Didn't think much of it till now." "You okay?" Noah wasn't okay. He thanked Tom, adding another piece to the puzzle. Claire's work emergencies were cover for cozy nights with Ryan. Noah's phone buzzed, a reminder from his boss, Seattle decision by noon. "Don't miss this." The clock read 6:15 a.m. Time was slipping. He opened Claire's social media, private but linked to Ryan's public posts. A photo from last month showed them at a rooftop bar, Claire's hand on Ryan's arm, captioned, "Work hard, play harder." Noah's chest ached, recalling their high school days when Claire would sneak him coffee during late-night study sessions, her eyes only for him. Had that Claire ever existed? A memory surfaced. Their senior year, a rival, Ethan, had flirted with Claire at prom. Noah had brushed it off, trusting her. Now Ryan felt like Ethan 2.0, but worse, someone Claire chose over their marriage. Noah Googled Ryan, finding his LinkedIn. Ryan wasn't just a coworker, he was a rising star in Claire's firm, recently praised for landing a major client. Was Claire riding his coattails? Or was Ryan using her? Noah's search led to a company blog post, Claire and Ryan smiling at a gala, named Team of the Year. The date? Their last anniversary when Claire claimed she was sick. Noah's anger hardened into a plan. He'd test Claire's loyalty. Ryan's birthday was tomorrow, per a tagged post about a party at a downtown club. Noah would propose a weekend getaway to Wisconsin, a place they'd loved as newlyweds. If Claire lied to attend Ryan's party, he'd know where her heart lay. He booked a cabin, refundable, and drafted an email, "Claire, let's escape this weekend. Just us like old times." He hesitated, then hit send. The Seattle deadline loomed, a fork in his road, stay and confront or start fresh. Claire stirred, emerging from the bedroom, her hair tousled. "Morning," she said, avoiding his eyes as she grabbed her phone. Noah watched her closely. "Check your email," he said, his tone neutral. She nodded, scrolling. "A getaway?" Her smile was forced. "Sounds nice, but work's insane. Maybe next month." Noah's heart sank, but he pressed. "It's one weekend, Claire. We need this." She bit her lip, glancing at her phone. "I'll check my schedule. Got a client meeting tomorrow, might run late." Noah's suspicion flared. Tomorrow was Ryan's party. Client meeting, huh? With Sarah again? Claire flinched, her fingers tightening around her phone. Yeah, something like that, she mumbled, heading to the kitchen. Noah followed, his voice calm but pointed. Funny, I saw Ryan's post from the bistro. Looked like a date, not work. Claire froze, her back to him. It was nothing, Noah. Just blowing off steam. She turned, her eyes pleading. You trust me, right? Noah wanted to scream, to show the screenshots, the email, the lies. But he held back, his plan forming. Sure, he lied, mirroring her deception. Just thought you'd want to know how it looked. Claire relaxed, but her eyes darted to her phone again. Noah's resolve solidified. He'd go to Ryan's party, uninvited, and see the truth for himself. If Claire was there, he'd record it, evidence for his next move, not violence, but a reckoning. As Claire showered, Noah transferred his screenshots to a secure folder. The HR email nagged at him. He searched the client deal mentioned, finding a news article. Claire's firm was under scrutiny for a deal with shady funding, Ryan's name attached. Was Claire complicit or just caught in Ryan's web? Noah didn't know yet, but he'd find out. His phone buzzed 10 a.m. 2 hours to decide on Seattle. He stared at the cabin booking, then Ryan's party post. Tomorrow he'd have answers. Claire thought she'd outsmarted him. She was about to learn how wrong she was. Noah Bennett's watch ticked past 11 a.m., 1 hour until his Seattle job deadline. The Chicago wind whipped through his jacket as he stood outside his loft, staring at Claire's reply to his getaway email. Work slammed. Noah. Can we reschedule? His gut twisted. Tonight was Ryan Mitchell's birthday party at the Eclipse, a downtown club. Claire's client meeting was no coincidence. Noah's plan was set. He'd go to the party, uninvited, and catch her lie in the act. If Claire was there with Ryan, he'd record it, proof for a reckoning that had hit harder than any argument. Noah's phone buzzed, his boss, pressing for an answer. Seattle's a fresh start, Noah. Yes or no by noon. Noah typed a quick, still deciding, his mind on Claire. Yesterday's discoveries, the Sarah cover, Ryan's flirty texts, the HR email about a shady client deal had cracked his trust. Was Claire cheating, or was she tangled in Ryan's business scheme? Noah needed to see her choice tonight. He slipped his phone into his pocket, the weight of screenshots and emails a digital arsenal. At dusk, Noah pulled on a dark jacket and headed to the Eclipse. The club's neon pulse spilled onto the street, music thumping through the crowd. Noah's architect. I scanned the layout, a packed dance floor, VIP booths upstairs, dim lights perfect for secrets. He paid the cover, blending into the throng. His heart pounded, not from nerves but resolve. If Claire was here, he'd know who she'd become. He checked his phone, camera ready, set to record discreetly. Noah circled the floor, eyes darting. No Claire. A group of PR firm colleagues laughed near the bar, but Ryan's slick grin stood out in a VIP booth. He wore a birthday sash, clinking glasses with friends. Noah's breath caught as a familiar figure emerged from the crowd. Claire, in a sleek dress, her sapphire necklace glinting under the strobe. She slid into the booth, her smile warm as she handed Ryan a wrapped gift. Noah's chest burned. She'd lied, again, choosing Ryan over their marriage. He edged closer, staying in the shadows. Claire leaned toward Ryan, their heads close, her laugh cutting through the music. Noah raised his phone, recording. The footage captured Claire's ease, Ryan's hand grazing her arm, the gift exchange, a scene that screamed intimacy. Then, a twist, Claire glanced toward the dance floor, her eyes locking on Noah. Her face froze, lips parting. She'd seen him. Noah's pulse spiked, expecting her to rush over, explain, lie again. But she didn't. She turned back to Ryan, her smile forced, and kept talking, pretending Noah wasn't there. Noah's hand shook, the recording still rolling. She'd chosen to ignore him, to stay in Ryan's orbit. The betrayal cut deeper than the bistro photo. He stopped filming, slipping the phone away. A memory flashed, their first Chicago fireworks, Claire's hand in his, promising forever. That promise was ash now. Noah's anger surged, but he clung to his plan, no confrontation, not yet. He needed more than footage. He needed to unravel the HR email's hint of a shady deal. As he turned to leave, a coworker, Jess, spotted him. Noah? What are you doing here? Her eyes flicked to Claire, then back, wary. Noah forced a grin. Just checking out the scene. Ryan's party, right? Jess hesitated. Yeah, Claire's been planning it for weeks. Said it was for team morale. Noah's stomach dropped. Weeks? This wasn't spontaneous. Good to know, he said, his voice steady despite the rage. Jess's words were another nail. Claire's deception was calculated. Outside, Noah gulped cold air, the city's hum grounding him. His phone pinged 11:45 a.m. 15 minutes to decide on Seattle. He replayed the footage, Claire's glance at him searing. Why hadn't she approached? Was she protecting Ryan or hiding something bigger? The HR email nagged unprofessional conduct, a client deal with shaky funding. Noah opened his laptop in a nearby cafe, digging into the deal. A quick search revealed a blog post. Ryan had pitched a lucrative contract to a dubious offshore firm, Claire listed as co-lead. If it was unethical, Claire's career was at risk. Was she in too deep to back out? Noah's fingers hovered over his boss's email. Seattle was escape, freedom, a new skyline. But leaving now felt like letting Claire win, letting Ryan smirk. He typed a reply, "I'm in. Start next week." He hit send, the decision a weight lifted. Seattle would be his future, but first, he'd expose Claire's lies, not just to him, but to everyone. He'd compile the footage, texts, and HR email into a professional exposé sent to her firm's HR and their families. No violence, no screams, just truth sharp as a blade. Back home, Claire's coat hung on the rack, her absence loud. She'd texted, "Stuck at work, don't wait up." Noah scoffed, saving the lie. Tomorrow, he'd confront her, not with anger, but with evidence. The eclipse footage looped in his mind, Claire's choice, her glance, her silence. Noah packed a suitcase, Seattle calling. Claire thought she'd played him, but the game wasn't over. He'd make sure her secrets saw light before he left Chicago's shadows behind. Noah Bennett's suitcase sat by the door, packed for Seattle. The Chicago loft felt hollow, Claire's lie stuck at work, still glowing on his phone. Last night at the eclipse, he'd recorded her with Ryan Mitchell, her glance at him a silent betrayal. The HR email about their shady client deal lingered in his mind. Noah's Seattle job started Monday, 3 days away. Before he left, he'd expose Claire's secrets, not with anger, but with a calculated truth that'd sting deeper than any fight. His revenge would be legal, sharp, and final. Noah opened his laptop, the footage from Ryan's party paused on Claire's forced smile. He compiled his evidence, screenshots of Ryan's texts, the Sarah cover, the bistro reservation swap, the HR email flagging unprofessional conduct, and the club video. Each piece built a case, not just of Claire's emotional betrayal, but of her professional misconduct. A twist emerged as he dug into the client deal, a leaked memo found on a whistleblower site named Claire and Ryan as leads on a contract tied to a firm under federal scrutiny for fraud. Claire wasn't just cheating, she was risking her career for Ryan's risky pitch. Noah's architect precision took over. He drafted an email titled Professional Concern, addressing Claire's firm's HR, her family, and their close friends. "I'm sharing evidence of Claire Thompson's conduct, personal and professional, for transparency," he wrote, attaching the files. The memo's fraud link was included, framed as a tip, "This deal may expose your firm to legal risk." No slander, no threats, just facts, laid bare. He hesitated, his cursor over send. A memory flickered, Claire's laugh at their first Chicago fireworks, pure and unguarded. He shook it off. That Claire was gone. He hit send, the email flying to dozens of inboxes. Noah's phone buzzed, Tom Reynolds, the bistro owner. "Heard from Jess you were at Ryan's party. You good, man?" Noah replied, "Better now. Thanks for the heads up." Tom's earlier tip about Claire's frequent bistro visits with Ryan had been a spark. Now, Noah's exposé was the blaze. He imagined Claire's face when HR called, her family's shock, Ryan's smug grin fading. The fallout would be swift and Noah wouldn't lift a finger beyond this email. Noah's next move was symbolic. The sapphire necklace, a gift Claire wore while betraying him, sat in its box. He drove to a women's shelter, donating it with her other jewelry, gifts from anniversaries now tainted. "For someone who deserves it," he told the volunteer, his voice steady. The act closed a chapter, freeing him for Seattle. As he left, his phone lit up Claire's number. He let it ring, unanswered. She'd see the email soon enough. Noah's revenge wasn't about her groveling, it was about her facing consequences. By noon, Noah boarded a train to O'Hare, his Seattle flight tomorrow. His boss had confirmed the job, a lead architect role, a new skyline to shape. Chicago's weight lifted with each mile. He checked his email, replies from Claire's family, shocked and apologetic, and a terse note from her firm's HR, "We're reviewing your submission. Thank you." Noah smiled faintly. The exposé was working. Claire's promotion, once a lock, was likely toast. Ryan's star status? Dimmed if the fraud link held. A new twist landed via text from Jess, Claire's coworker, HR's furious. "Claire's on leave, Ryan's under investigation. That memo you sent? It's blowing up. Why'd you do this?" Noah didn't reply. Jess's earlier claim, Claire planning Ryan's party for team morale, had been another lie or ignorance. Either way, Claire's choices were unraveling. Noah's phone buzzed again, Claire, texting, "Noah, we need to talk. Please." He ignored it, staring out the train window. Chicago's skyline faded, a past he was ready to leave. At the airport hotel, Noah unpacked, his mind on the fraud memo. A quick search revealed more. The offshore firm had collapsed, its CEO indicted. Claire's name wasn't public yet, but her role in the deal could sink her career. Had she known the risk, or was Ryan the mastermind? Noah didn't care. His exposé had lit the fuse, the truth would burn on its own. He lay back, the Seattle job a beacon. Monday he'd start fresh, no shadows of Claire's lies. Claire's final text came at midnight. I saw the email. How could you? I'm sorry, Noah, please call. Noah deleted it. Her apology was too late, her regret a whisper against his resolve. He pictured their high school days, Claire's hand in his under the stars. That love was real once, but she traded it for Ryan's fleeting thrill or ambition. Noah's revenge wasn't cruel, it was justice. Claire and Ryan would face their reckoning while he built a new life, free of their deceit. Noah closed his eyes, the hum of planes outside a promise of tomorrow. Seattle's skyline waited, vast and uncharted. Claire thought she'd broken him. She was wrong, he'd broken free. Noah Bennett stepped off the plane in Seattle, the Puget Sound's breeze a sharp contrast to Chicago's bite. His new life as a lead architect began tomorrow, Monday, but his mind lingered on the email he'd sent 3 days ago, an exposé of Claire Thompson's betrayal and professional misconduct. The screenshots, party footage, and leaked memo tying her and Ryan Mitchell to a fraudulent client deal had sparked a firestorm. Claire's texts, pleading for a call, went unanswered. Noah's revenge was done, now he'd build a future free of her lies. His phone buzzed as he settled into his Seattle apartment, the Space Needle glinting outside. A message from Claire's sister, Noah, Claire's a mess. HR suspended her and Mom's heartbroken. Can you talk? Noah deleted it. He'd exposed the truth, Claire's choice to prioritize Ryan, her complicity in a shady deal not to destroy her but to hold her accountable. A final twist landed via a news alert. The offshore firm linked to Claire's deal had collapsed, its executives charged. Claire's name surfaced in a follow-up report, her role under investigation. Her career, once her pride, was crumbling. Noah unpacked, his suitcase light without Claire's shadow. He donated her sapphire necklace to a women's shelter, a symbolic release. A memory flickered, their high school fireworks, Claire's hand in his, promising forever. That love was real once, but she traded it for Ryan's thrill or ambition. Noah's exposé hadn't been cruel, it was justice. Claire and Ryan faced consequences while he faced forward. His new job, designing Seattle's skyline, was a canvas for his dreams, untainted by betrayal. A month later, Noah returned to Chicago for a family reunion, his first visit since leaving. The gathering buzzed with cousins and laughter, but a knock at the door silenced the room. Claire stood there, thinner, her eyes red, clutching a scarf against the February chill. Noah, she whispered, voice breaking. Please, just hear me out. The room tensed, his parents exchanging glances. Noah's heart stayed steady. He'd expected this, dreaded it, but he was ready. He stepped outside, the cold biting. Claire's words tumbled out. I'm so sorry, Noah. I was stupid, caught up in Ryan's world. The deal, I didn't know it was dirty, I swear. HR's investigating me, my job's gone, my family's ashamed. I saw your email, the video. I deserve it, but please, don't hate me. Tears streaked her face, her hands trembling. Noah studied her, seeing the Claire he'd loved and the stranger she'd become. Why'd you ignore me at the party? He asked, voice calm. You saw me and you chose him. Claire flinched. I panicked. Ryan was pushing me, the deal, the attention. I thought I could handle it, keep you separate. I was wrong. She reached for his arm, but Noah stepped back. I loved you, Claire. 10 years and you threw it away. For what? A promotion? A fling. Claire sobbed, it wasn't a fling. I got lost, Noah. Please, one more chance. Her plea hung in the air, fragile as snow. Noah's resolve held. You made your choice, he said, echoing her glance at the party. I've made mine. He pulled a letter from his pocket, a final act he'd prepared. This is from the shelter. They sold your necklace for a scholarship fund. Someone's future is brighter because of it. Claire's eyes widened, her hand covering her mouth. The necklace, her betrayal's symbol, was gone, repurposed for good. Noah's closure was complete. He turned to leave, but Claire grabbed his sleeve. We were kids together, Noah. You can't just walk away. Noah met her gaze, unflinching. I'm not walking, Claire. I'm running toward a life you can't touch. He gently freed himself, stepping back inside. The door closed, muffling her sobs. His family said nothing, their warmth a silent anchor. Noah joined them, grabbing a slice of pie, the laughter resuming like a heartbeat. Back in Seattle, Noah thrived. His designs earned praise, his hiking club friends filled weekends with laughter. Chicago's fireworks, once a ritual with Claire, faded to a distant spark. A new ritual took root, Sunday hikes, the Cascades stretching vast before him. One evening, Jess texted, Claire's out of PR, working retail. Ryan's blacklisted, deals fallout ruined him. You okay? Noah replied, never better. He meant it. Claire's world had collapsed under her choices, not his vengeance. Noah scrolled his phone, landing on a quote he'd posted, freedom begins when you choose yourself. He'd lost a love, but found a life. Claire's final lesson was clear, betrayal breaks, but truth rebuilds. As Seattle's skyline glowed, Noah smiled, ready for whatever came next. Claire thought she'd defined him. She was wrong, he defined himself. What do you think, viewers? Was Noah's justice fair? Share below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.